The Bezeklik Thousand Buddha Caves is a complex of Buddhist cave grottos dating from the 5th to 14th century between the cities of Turpan and Shanshan at the northeast of the Taklamakan Desert near the ancient ruins of Gaochang in the Mutou Valley, a gorge in the Flaming Mountains, China. They are high on the cliffs of the West Mutou Valley under the Flaming Mountains, and most of the surviving caves date from the West Uyghur kingdom around the 10th to 13th centuries. Bezeklik murals. There are 77 rock-cut caves at the site. Most have rectangular spaces with rounded arch ceilings often divided into 4 sections, each with a mural of the Buddha. The effect is of entire ceiling covers with hundreds of Buddha murals. Some murals show a large Buddha surrounded by other figures, including Turks, Indians and Europeans. The quality of the murals vary, with some being artistically naive while others are masterpieces of religious art. The murals that best represent the Bezeklik Thousand Buddha Caves are the large-sized murals, which were given the name the Pranadi scene. Paintings depicting Sakyamuni's promise or Pranadi from his past life. Professor James.A. Millward described the original Uyghurs as physically mongoloid, giving as an example the images in Bezeklik at Temple 9 of the Uyghur patrons, until they began to mix with the Tarim Basin's original Indo-European Tocharian inhabitants. Buddhist Uyghurs created the Bezeklik murals. However, Peter B. Golden writes that the Uyghurs not only adopted the writing system and religious faiths of the Indo-European Sogdians, such as Manichaeism, Buddhism, and Christianity, but also looked to the Sogdians as mentors, while gradually replacing them in the roles as Silk Road traders and purveyors of culture. Indeed, Sogdians wearing silk robes are seen in the Pranadi scenes of Bezeklik murals, particularly scene 6 from Temple 9 showing Sogdian donors to the Buddha. The paintings of Bezeklik, while having a small amount of Indian influence, is primarily influenced by Chinese and Iranian styles, particularly Sasanian Persian landscape painting. Albert von Lecoq was the first to study the murals and published his findings in 1913. He noted how in scene 14 from Temple 9 one of the Caucasian-looking figures with green eyes, wearing a green fur-trimmed coat and presenting a bowl with what he assumed were bags of gold dust, wore a hat that he found reminiscent of the headgear of Sasanian Persian princes. The Buddhist Uyghurs of the Kingdom of Gaochang and Turpan were converted to Islam by conquest during a ghazwa at the hands of the Muslim Chagatai Khanate ruler Khizr Kolya. After being converted to Islam, the descendants of the previously Buddhist Uyghurs in Turpan failed to retain memory of their ancestral legacy and falsely believed that the infidel Kalmucks were the ones who built Buddhist monuments in their area. Anti-portrait Muslims had Buddhist portraits obliterated during the wars over hundreds of years in which Buddhism was replaced by Islam. Cherry-picking of history of Xinjiang with the intention of projecting an image of irreligious piousness of Islam in Uyghur culture has been done by people with agendas. Michael Dillon wrote that the 1100s Islam Buddhist war are still recalled in the forms of the Khotan Imam Azam Sufi shrine celebration and other Sufi holy site celebrations. Bezeklik Thousand Buddha Caves are an example of the religiously motivated vandalism against portraits of religious and human figures. The murals at Bezeklik have suffered considerable damage. Many of the murals were damaged by local Muslim population whose religion prescribed figurative images of sentient beings. The eyes and mouths in particular were often gouged out. Pieces of murals were also broken off for use as fertilizer by the locals. During the late 19th and early 20th century, European and Japanese explorers found intact murals buried in sand, and many were removed and dispersed around the world. Some of the best preserved murals were removed by German explorer Albert von Lecoq and sent to Germany. Large pieces such as those showing Pranadi scene were permanently fixed to walls in Museum of Ethnology in Berlin. During the Second World War they could not be removed for safekeeping, and were thus destroyed when the museum was caught in the bombing of Berlin by the Allies. Other pieces may now be found in various museums around the world, such as the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, Tokyo National Museum in Japan, the British Museum in London, and the National Museums of Korea and India. A digital recreation of the Bezeklik murals removed by explorers was shown in Japan. Gallery.